What if there was a lost city shrouded in mystery, a place so isolated that its very existence seemed like an enigma? Located off the coast of Pohnpei in the Federated States of Micronesia, Nan Madol is just that, a forgotten marvel of ancient engineering, often called the Venice of the Pacific. Built atop a series of man-made islets, this complex of over 90 stone structures rises out of the water, surrounded by myths of sorcery, hidden power, and inexplicable feats. How did ancient builders without modern technology construct such a vast network of channels, walls, and temples? And for what purpose was this mysterious city created? In this video, we delve into the secrets of Nan Madol, exploring the site's history and the legends that continue to fuel its allure today. Nestled on the edge of Pohnpei's coastline, Nan Madol is a city cloaked in mystery and steeped in ancient legend. Local folklore speaks of mighty chiefs who, with the help of supernatural forces, brought this remarkable city into existence. In these stories, sorcery and magic seem as natural as the waves themselves, blurring the lines between the earthly and the divine. At the heart of this legend lies Archaeology, the founder of the Saudeleur dynasty, described as a man of unparalleled power. According to tradition, he possessed the ability to bend nature to his will, commanding spirits and controlling the elements. With these mystical powers, it is said that he built Nan Madol by moving colossal stones into place, stones that seem impossible to shift by human strength alone. Yet, the true history of Nan Madol remains an alluring puzzle for archaeologists and historians. Evidence suggests that the city's construction began around the 8th or 9th century AD, making it one of the Pacific's oldest known sites. During the height of the Saudeleur dynasty, Nan Madol became the center of power, spirituality, and ceremony for the region. This dynasty ruled over Pohnpei and its surrounding islands, with Nan Madol as its political and spiritual heart. Here, the ancient Micronesians held their sacred rites and governed their society, embodying their complex beliefs and traditions. Nan Madol's impressive architecture and elaborate layout reveal a highly organized society with a clear social hierarchy. Building such an extensive and sophisticated city required immense planning and a dedicated workforce, showcasing a level of engineering and cultural development that is astounding for its time. A city rises from the sea, its foundation built from colossal stones, each weighing up to 50 tons. Carefully stacked with precision, these basalt logs form the base of what would become Nan Madol, an ancient marvel that continues to intrigue and inspire. Transporting and positioning such massive stones was no small feat, yet the builders of Nan Madol accomplished this centuries ago, demonstrating a level of engineering that still amazes experts today. The city itself spans a network of artificial islands, connected by narrow channels that wind between them. This intricate layout, created by human hands, forms a sprawling city on water. Each island serves a specific purpose, contributing to the overall structure and function of Nan Madol. The canals do more than link the islands, they enhance the city's appearance and provide an efficient means of transportation, seamlessly integrating practicality with beauty. Within Nan Madol, the buildings are just as impressive. Constructed from finely cut basalt columns, these structures reflect advanced construction techniques. The techniques used to construct Nan Madol were far ahead of their time. The ability to quarry, transport, and precisely place massive basalt blocks demonstrates the extraordinary engineering skills of the ancient Micronesians. For centuries, a powerful dynasty known as the Saudeleur ruled over the small island of Pohnpei. Originating from foreign roots, the Saudeleur arrived around 1100 AD and held power until 1628 AD. They weren't native to the island, and their rule introduced a new social structure to Pohnpei. This dynasty, stretching across many generations, was a complex blend of rulers, some remembered for their wisdom, others for their cruelty. Among the Saudeleur leaders was enigmatic, a ruler known for his wisdom and stability. Under his guidance, a structured aristocracy took shape, creating a sense of order and continuity. However, Not all rulers shared in Nimue's vision. Some of his successors were infamous for their oppressive rule. One such figure, Sir Conway, enforced harsh taxes that caused severe suffering among the people. Another, Rai Shuan Lake, was rumored to have a disturbing power, an uncanny ability to seek out and consume the fattest individuals on the island. During the Saudeleur reign, Pohnpei was divided into 3 states, each further broken down into smaller regions. The center of their power lay in Nan Madol, a city built on a series of man-made islands. Here, a rigid social hierarchy emerged. The Saudeleur rulers, known as the entitled ones, sat at the top, holding sway over resources, land, and the people. Nan Madol was more than just a political hub, it was a sacred site. In the northeastern sector called Madol Pao, 58 islands served as the resting place for priests and high-ranking individuals, with tombs sheltered by towering walls. The Grand Royal Mortuary, an enormous stone structure, stands as a testament to the reverence and authority of the Saudeleur. Nan Madol's location on artificial islands came with its own set of challenges. The city had no natural sources of fresh water or fertile land. Every necessity, food, water, supplies, had to be ferried over from the main island. This dependence highlighted the Saudeleur's control and the efforts required to sustain their reign. Life under the Saudeleur's rule was tightly regulated. The rulers owned the land, and a strict hierarchy placed landlords over commoners, who were expected to provide steady tributes of food and resources. As the generations passed, these demands intensified, placing a heavy burden on the people. Poverty and hardship spread, and discontent grew across the island. Eventually, the Saudeleur dynasty faced a dramatic end. A foreign leader named Iso led an invasion, outraged by the Saudeleur's oppressive rule and their disregard for local deities. His successful conquest overthrew the dynasty, replacing the centralized Saudeleur system with a decentralized structure known as the Nanam system. This shift reshaped Pohnpei's political landscape, and the Nanam system continues to influence the island's governance to this day. According to the legends of Pohnpei, Nan Madol wasn't built by ordinary hands. 2 powerful sorcerers, Olispa and Olasopa, are said to have arrived on the island from a mythical land called Western Qatar. They were on a sacred mission, searching for a place to build an altar to worship Nanisan Sapwa, the god of agriculture. After several failed attempts, the 2 sorcerers finally succeeded in constructing Nan Madol. Local tales tell of how they called upon a flying dragon to help them lift the enormous stones, using magic to levitate the massive basalt blocks that would form the foundation of the city. When Olispa finally passed away, his companion, Olasopa, took on a new role, becoming the first Saudeleur ruler and establishing a dynasty that would endure for generations. Over time, Nan Madol came to be known as the Ghost City, a place shrouded in mystery and fear. Locals believe the city to be haunted, with strange happenings and an eerie atmosphere, giving rise to countless legends. Even H.P. Lovecraft, the famous horror writer, is thought to have drawn inspiration from these tales. Some say the island is cursed, warning that those who dare to explore its secrets often face unexplained misfortunes. In the 19th century, local leaders issued a stark warning to visiting archaeologists. Disturbing the sacred grounds of Nan Madol could bring disastrous consequences. And indeed, it seemed that some of those who ignored these warnings suffered strange fates. In 1874, a Polish anthropologist named John Kubary collected artifacts from the island, only for the ship carrying his collection to sink in a storm near the Marshall Islands. The early 20th century brought another mysterious incident under German colonial rule. Governor Victor Berg decided to investigate the tombs of Nan Madol, uncovering what seemed to be the skeletal remains of giants, people who stood over 2 meters tall. Soon after his discovery, Governor Berg died in unclear circumstances, leading many to believe he had triggered a curse. The origins of the city's builders remain a puzzle, obscured by legend and speculation. Some claim that they were survivors of the lost continent of Mu, a mythical land said to have sunk into the Pacific Ocean. Others propose even stranger theories, suggesting that Nan Madol was built by 3 distinct races of giants. One human-like race with the ability to fly, a simian race adapted to the sea, and a third race of giant laborers. Tales also speak of the Kona, a feared race of cannibalistic giants who once roamed the island. While many see Nan Madol as the remains of a once thriving city, there are those who believe it served a far different purpose. Some theories suggest it may have been a colossal machine, built to control the weather, hinting at a technology or power now lost to history. During the Japanese occupation before World War II, strange reports surfaced. Supposedly, platinum caskets were removed from the underwater tombs of Nan Madol, only to be smashed and the platinum smuggled to Japan. 2 individuals involved in this operation mysteriously vanished, adding another layer of intrigue to the city's shadowy past. In the heart of Nan Madol lies the mortuary at Nandawas, a sacred site used to prepare the bodies of deceased rulers before their final burial. Some believe that sacrifices were also performed at this site. Though Nan Madol was an archaeological marvel, life within its walls presented constant challenges. Built on a network of artificial islands, the city lacked basic resources like fresh water and food. Supplies had to be laboriously transported from the mainland, a task that required both manpower and planning. During the rule of the Saudeleur dynasty, chiefs would receive these vital provisions at designated islets, but this system relied heavily on the dynasty's authority and organization. Over time, this delicate balance began to crumble. In 1628, a warrior named Isokelekel led a revolt, toppling the Saudeleur dynasty and ushering in a new era under the Nanisan chiefs. Initially, the Nan-Madol rulers tried to maintain residence within Nan Madol, but the city's isolated location and the constant struggle to obtain food and water made life increasingly difficult. One by one, they began to leave, and the city that had once thrived slowly fell silent. As the population dwindled, Nan Madol slipped into decay. Without people to tend to its stone pathways, canals, and temples, the city gradually surrendered to the forces of time and nature. While the exact timeline of its decline remains uncertain, it's believed that the exodus was a slow, steady process. Today, the remains of Nan Madol stretch over an impressive archaeological district of more than 18 square kilometers. This area includes the intricate stone structures built on coral reefs, along with sections of Pohnpei's main coastline. In 2016, this extraordinary site was honored as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, recognized not only for its awe-inspiring megalithic architecture, but also for its significance as a center of Pacific Island governance and cultural history that still echoes through the region. However, Nan Madol's legacy is under threat. The stone structures are vulnerable to natural decay, with vegetation overgrowth and storm surges accelerating the damage. To protect this invaluable heritage, preservation efforts are underway. These efforts are a collaborative process, drawing together traditional owners and various stakeholders, all working under the guidance of the Nan-Madol chief to ensure that Nan Madol's story endures for generations to come. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please like, subscribe, comment, and turn on post notifications to stay updated with our latest content. And we'll see you in the next one.